All right, folks, this is a big deal, okay? If you're in Kansas, this is unironically probably like if you're not going to vote for anything in Kansas, this is one thing to vote for. Okay? America, the country where women's bodily autonomy is on the ballot once again in Kansas.
This year's first direct test of abortion as an election issue suggests that voters will go to the polls to have their say. Kansas is the first state to have abortion rights on the ballot since the Supreme Court overturned the Roe v. Wade decision in June. There's been a huge increase in early voting for today's primary, and Caitlin Huey-Burns is in Olathe, a suburb in Kansas City, with more. Good morning.
Good morning, Jerika. Well, voters here in Kansas are voting on an amendment to the state's constitution that would remove protections for abortion. And if it passes, the Republican-led state legislature could enact further restrictions or a near total ban on the procedure. And voters here in Kansas have been telling us that this feels even bigger than a presidential level campaign.
Hi, how are you?
Knocking on doors and rallying voters in 90-degree heat. Activists on both sides of one of the most divisive issues in the country are making sure voters know that access to abortion is literally on the ballot. Walking down the streets in these suburban neighborhoods, it's easy to find very different points of view.
Ideally, of course, I think we would all love a total ban. We do live in a realistic world, so even if we could get restrictions, we would be very thankful and happy for that.
For Lori Mosqueda, the issue is personal.
When I was 15 years old, I accepted a ride home from work from a coworker, and he took me down to the river and left me there. I screamed no, and I wasn't heard then. He didn't listen to me.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm going to vote no, and people are going to listen. I am a Christian woman, but I had that choice back then, and I want every woman to have that choice.
Voting no will keep abortion rights in place. Voting yes will overturn them and allow the state legislature, which is controlled by Republicans, to act.
Do you think it would empower the state legislature to add restrictions?
Well, obviously the legislature can write new laws, but the trick is getting everyone on the same page. So it's going to be an uphill battle.
But as a lawmaker, do you want to see a ban?
Well, my personal opinion, I think we need more restrictions.
It's creating a manufactured healthcare crisis, and now it's like hundreds of phone calls.
Rebecca Tong is the co-executive director of a Wichita abortion clinic, which has seen an influx in calls from patients states away.
Several neighboring states have banned abortion already. They're coming here to Kansas. What does that mean for them?
It means that their state has left them behind, that they are going to be forced to carry their pregnancy further than they wanted.
If the measure passes tonight, abortions will still be legal here in Kansas, but only until the state legislature goes to act, and they come back into session in January. Vlad?
All right, Caitlin, thank you very much.
Now to the historic flood.
There's no baby formula, and now they took part of abortion rights. I mean, that's old news. Oh my God. Okay, so the right here in Kansas are completely red-pilled. There's a super majority, and even the unaffiliated outnumber the amount of registered Democrats. Yeah, but the only saving grace of a fucking provision like this is that it doesn't matter how fucking red-pilled you are. Ultimately, there are plenty of Republicans that still believe that like women should be able to get abortions. There's also plenty of Republicans that have gotten abortions. A lot of Republican women, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a thing. As a Canadian, this stuff blows my mind. Yeah, dude. I mean, we are in just psycho world, dude. I was gonna watch the world's most annoying cult leader as well. Hold on. I already talked about the Democrats. New Italian just dropped. We're not gonna cover the Kosovo thing. Oh, Ben Shapiro. I want to see what Ben Shapiro had to pop off with again. But before we do that, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Oh, Senator Michael Bennet. Let's hear what Michael Bennet, personality of a wet napkin, had to say about investments that he makes based on legislation negotiated in the Senate.
In my 14 years here, nothing has surprised me more to the upside in our politics than Joe Manchin coming back on the reconciliation package and getting a deal struck. So I feel good about it. I feel optimistic about it. I'm not buying or selling any stocks based on it because we don't know where Senator Sinema is going to be.
Oh my God. He admitted. He admitted. Interestingly, he seems to have only invested in ETFs and mutual funds. He filed last on 2021. Poorly worded, but he meant it as a euphemism, like, I wouldn't bet the farm. It's just funny because this dude is too much of a loser to even do insider trading. He just meant like he meant it as an expression.
My 14.
But it turns out that he's not even like, you know what I mean? Look, this is important. He's not even doing it. Is that illegal? Not necessarily. If you ask Nancy Pelosi, well, they're capitalists and they're not going to stop from doing capitalism. What's your thoughts on the Kosovo situation? I have no thoughts. I was going to watch a 7-minute DW video, and even then I was like, I don't want to watch it. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the Kosovo situation. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'll look at it later. I know you keep asking since 12:59, and I'm sorry to report that I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to be moved on this. PSA for any chatters that are in Kansas and received this text message, make sure they vote no and don't fall for it. This is as dirty as you can get. The Anti-Abortion Coalition is sending out last-minute mass texts to Kansas pro-choice voters, blatantly lying about the abortion amendment so they vote the wrong way. Also, they don't identify themselves, which is a federal violation. Women in KS are losing their choice on reproductive rights. Voting yes on the amendment will give a woman a choice. Vote yes to stop to protect women's health. Stop to end. That's wild, bro. No, they're not. Hogs start voting no. No, this doesn't go out to hogs. They probably are hitting like fucking Democrat voters. And you know no one will be held accountable for breaking the law there. What law, bro? Are there even laws? There we go.
Kansas is ground zero in the fight for abortion access in the U.S.
We are actually the first state to take abortion to a vote after the Supreme Court decision that overturned Roe.
Post Roe v. Wade map without Kansas is absolutely terrifying.
It will literally kill us if this amendment passes, because we're already dying at a higher rate.
On August 2nd, Kansans will vote on a constitutional amendment that would pave the way for a total abortion ban in the state. So we went to Kansas to talk to voters, activists, and health experts about what that would mean for the state and the rest of the country.
Hi!
Hi.
Is Shaquita here? My name's Yasmin, and I am a volunteer for Kansans for Constitutional Freedom. Today we are going to go canvassing to make sure that all voters are informed about the August 2nd amendment that could potentially take away our right to abortion. Whether you're a rape victim or an incest survivor, or even if you want a baby and you have complications in that pregnancy, like even those kinds of abortions will be stripped away. So we want to make sure just everybody has that autonomy over their body. It's already within the Kansas Constitution.
Right now.
Have you covered that the Socialist Party that was raided by the FBI in 2 states this week already? Is the Red Scare strategy going to work again? What? I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I don't even know what
The
you're
Kansas
referencing.
Constitution in the Bill of Rights protects the right to abortion under a broader protection of bodily autonomy.
With this constitutional...
I hope you're not talking about Black Hammer, though, chatter. Because if you're talking about Black Hammer, I'm going to lose my mind, brother. Think that's Red Scare? Bro, if there's one instance where I've ever sided with the FBI, it's fucking Black Hammer. Okay? I side with the FBI on that one. Okay? Are you out of your fucking mind? The Uhuru movement? What the fuck? Bro, that's crazy. Dude, oh my God, dude. No shot.